In December of 1872, the crew of a British merchant vessel spotted a ship drifting aimlessly in the Atlantic. The sails were partly set, the rigging was disordered, but the vessel itself was seaworthy. This was the Mary Celeste. When the boarding party climbed aboard, they found no one, no captain, no crew, no passengers. Every living soul had vanished, and yet the ship was intact. The cargo was untouched, provisions remained. Clothes were neatly packed, the food stores were full. It was as if the people had simply walked off the deck and disappeared into thin air. This is one of the greatest mysteries in maritime history, the ghost ship that sailed without a crew. The Mary Celeste began life as a brigantine named Amazon, launched in Nova Scotia in 1861. From the very start, she carried trouble. Her first captain died suddenly on her maiden voyage. She suffered collisions, ran aground, and changed hands several times. In 1868, she was refitted, renamed Mary Celeste, and placed under the American flag. She was strong, fast, and built for commerce. In November of 1872, she departed New York bound for Genoa, Italy. The cargo was 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol, a dangerous but valuable load. Her master was Captain Benjamin Briggs, an experienced sailor known for his steady hand. His wife, Sarah, and their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia, accompanied him. 7 trusted crewmen completed the company of 10. They set sail on November 5th. For weeks, the voyage was uneventful. Then, on November 25th, the last entry was written in the ship's log. After that, silence. On December 4th, the brigantine Dei Gratia spotted a vessel drifting erratically some 400 miles east of the Azores. They hailed the ship. No answer. They drew closer. Still silence. A boarding party rowed across and stepped onto the decks of the Mary Celeste. The scene was eerie. The ship was sound. There was water in the hold, but not enough to threaten her. The galley was orderly. Clothes were neatly stowed. A sewing machine still held a half-finished garment. The captain's sword was found, its scabbard stained, though later tests showed it was not blood. But the lifeboat was missing, the compass was broken, and there was no trace of the 10 people who had sailed her out of New York just a month earlier. The Mary Celeste was taken to Gibraltar, where an official inquiry began. The authorities were baffled. Why would an experienced captain abandon a seaworthy vessel? Attorney General Frederick Solly Flood suspected foul play. He pressed for evidence. Surveyors examined the ship. Some claimed to see axe marks on the hull or stains that resembled blood. Theories flew. Mutiny, piracy, murder, insurance fraud. But when tested, the stains were not blood. The supposed axe marks could just as easily have been caused by the sea. No valuables were missing. The crew of the Dei Gratia, who had discovered and salvaged the Mary Celeste, came under suspicion, but no evidence tied them to wrongdoing. In the end, the court awarded salvage money, though far less than expected, and closed the case. The truth remained elusive. Over the years, countless explanations have been offered. Some believe there was foul play. Perhaps the crew mutinied, drunk on alcohol vapors. Perhaps pirates attacked. Perhaps the men of the Dei Gratia staged the whole thing. But none of these theories hold up. No cargo was stolen. No signs of violence were found, and the Dei Gratia simply could not have caught the Mary Celeste in time to commit such a crime. Another theory is more scientific. The alcohol cargo was unstable. Barrels may have leaked, releasing explosive vapors. The crew, smelling the fumes and fearing an explosion, may have opened the hatches to vent the hold. Perhaps there was a sudden pressure wave, terrifying but leaving no scorch marks. In panic, the crew could have abandoned ship temporarily, lowering into the lifeboat while the ship aired out. But if the rope parted or the boat drifted, they would be left helpless at sea while the Mary Celeste sailed on without them. This is one of the most compelling explanations. It fits the evidence: the missing lifeboat, the open hatches, the ship's sound condition. Others suggest a waterspout, a violent sea quake, or sudden storms. Still others whisper of sea monsters, alien abductions, or paranormal forces. But the scientific explanations remain far more plausible. The Mary Celeste sailed again after the mystery, though her reputation was forever haunted. In 1884, under a different captain, she was deliberately wrecked on a reef in Haiti as part of an insurance scam. She was never recovered. Decades later, stories and myths continued to grow. Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of Sherlock Holmes, wrote a sensational tale about the ship, renaming her the Marie Celeste. His fiction spread faster than the facts, cementing the ghost ship legend in popular imagination. Why does the Mary Celeste still fascinate us after more than 150 years? Because the truth was never proven. Because the image is unforgettable. A seaworthy ship, food on the table, sails partly set, drifting in silence with no one aboard. Because it speaks to something deep in us, the fear of the unknown, the thin line between order and chaos, and the eternal power of the sea. The most likely explanation is simple human error. A captain misjudging danger, a crew taking to the lifeboat in fear, a rope snapping, a ship sailing on alone. But the lack of certainty leaves space for legends. And legends, once born, never truly die. The Mary Celeste reminds us that the ocean keeps her secrets. Ships vanish, sailors disappear, and sometimes all that's left is the silence of the water. Perhaps the crew of the Mary Celeste were not claimed by ghosts, or sea monsters, or aliens. Perhaps they were claimed by something more frightening still, a single moment of human miscalculation. And that is why the Mary Celeste is not just a ghost ship. She is a symbol of the mysteries that still drift in the deep, waiting for us, just beyond our imagination. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe. This means we can continue this journey of mystery, imagination, and the unknown together. Thank you for watching.